Yo, what's up, everybody? We're here live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch for the very first time. I don't know how this is going to be different for us, but we're just trying to broaden our horizon as we're here in the year 2025. I told y'all we was going to come alive. We're trying to expand and go in different places. This is the Fitz Take Podcast, a live edition of it. I'm your guy, Jamarcus Fitzpatrick, but you can always call me Fitz. That man over there in the boxes with me is Elijah Nixon, aka Texas fans' biggest hater. All of that good stuff. And yeah, he he caught a little bit of heat from Texas fans this week, but right now they're not gonna be too happy. Before we do anything, we want to say thank you to you guys. If you are a subscriber on YouTube, for subscribing to the channel. We're currently at 379 subscribers on the YouTube channel, so we greatly appreciate you guys for doing that for us. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the bell and subscribe to the channel for us, as we would greatly appreciate that. And also, that will enter you for a chance to win a $50 gift card. We're trying to give away 2 of them. Once we get to 400 subscribers, just subscribe to the channel. Let us know that you are a subscriber. I had a lot of people to do that for me this week. So they were some people that already were subscribers or what have you. So they had the opportunity to go ahead and tell me that. So also go ahead and follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube. They're linked in the description. And then you can just go to whatever social media platforms you need to connect to get to us, and also follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. There's Apple, Spotify, iHeart, and Apple Music as well. With all of that talking and noise, and now we got all of the pleasantries out of the way, Ohio State beats the Texas Longhorns 28-14 after a last-second strip sack, scoop and score by Jack Sawyer, the defensive end for the Buckeyes, to make his way to the end zone to put his team up 2 scores, and that punches the Buckeyes ticket to the national championship game. I believe it's the first time since 2015, and ultimately ending Texas's season. And Ohio State will make their way to the championship game and face off with Notre Dame. Early on this game, had a lot of defensive moments. The defense stood up and were able to make plays. But as it got further along, we were able to see each quarterback trying to make plays and make them in key situations, in which they did. But I ain't going to do too much more talking. I'm going to give the floor to Elijah, because I know he going to want to say something to these Texas fans that have tuned in all through season long in hopes to get their championship aspirations on the way. Go take it away, E.
Couldn't wait for this moment. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying, and as I have off-camera conversations with people, I always said that I think Texas is the most talented team in the college football here. I did say that. I said that last year, that I thought they were more talented. Of course, more talented than Washington, and they shouldn't have lost. Texas fans, they took that. They took that and was saying that, oh, whatever, because my opening thing was, I said, hey, if Steve lose this game, I think people should start calling for his job the same way they do Ryan Day. I never said Steve was a bad coach. I never said Ryan Day was a bad coach. What I'm saying is that Steve hasn't won the big one. And that's what Ryan Day. He never won the big one until tonight when he beat Texas. And that's what everybody kept calling his job for. If you could see, if they didn't win in the playoffs, they was on the verge of firing him. Mike Verber was one of those guys to grab it. So with that being said, I'm going to throw my for show you right on. Because you know what? The party over, Texas. Call your ride. Call your ride, Texas. Call them. Your party's over. All the fans out there, it's over. It's over. Get you an Uber, warm the bus, get you a Lyft. However you want to get home tonight, make sure you do it. Drive safe. It's snowing out there. Drive safe. So I will let you know that right now. Drive safe. It's snowing. You got to get home. Texas, I love it. Hook 'em horns. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know? Hey, I love this moment right now, man. Because I think Texas was a great team, and I think the score really didn't show. I think it was more of a one-score game. Of course, we know Jack took the fumble and he scored, and that's what really was the game finisher right there. But again, I just think that Texas is one of the best teams out there. And I think Ohio State was one of them too. And the game didn't come down to coaching. This is not on Steve. Not on Steve. Drop passes was one of the elements. Not protecting Quinn Ewers, who I think balled out, was one of the elements. And then just not getting pivotal stops. Third down, you had them. Fourth down, you had them. You just couldn't do it. The only thing I didn't agree with Steve on was the going for it in the I think their first series. He went
it was
for
open drive.
Yeah, he went for it in the first series. You know, sometimes it's easy. Just take the three. Take the three. Because when you go for it, I'm be honest with you, go for it and you miss it, you know what that's telling me on the other sideline? That's telling me you know you can't stop us. That's telling me right there, you know you can't stop us. It's not even about building momentum. It's not a gutsy call. It's not, you know what I'm saying? That's just telling me we about to score 7 and then get it back and score 14. That's what you told Ohio State, that they can score at will. And even though you held them, Texas played very well defensively. There was a couple PI calls and things of that nature. But again, I'm not calling for Steve's job. I think Steve is a good guy, good coach, good recruiter. Again, if you're going to say that to Ryan Day, he can't win the big one, make sure you have the same energy with Steve. And not just Steve, all these other coaches. They can't win the big one, have the same energy, because I just think that's unfair. But again, congratulations to Ohio State. And I think we're in for a good national championship game.
Yeah, it's going to be a defensive battle, to say the least, in that game. Even though, you have two really, really good offenses you have one really good offense in Ohio State that's been playing at a high level. Texas kind of gave the blueprint of how you need to take Jeremiah Smith out of the game plan. And that's exactly what Texas did. They said, if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to do it somewhere else. Get somebody else to do it. And that's exactly what they did. They put as much coverage around him. They made sure that they had somebody over the top of him or buzzing underneath him as many opportunities as they could, and neutralized him out of the game. But that's why you have so many other weapons. And it goes without saying, for all the running backs that played in this ball game, they stepped up. I mean, whether it was Wisner for Texas, whether it was Henderson with the 75-yard touchdown right there before halftime for Ohio State, Quinshon Judkins, even though he didn't have as many yards as what he would like, he scored 2 touchdowns. A lot of times people go back and look at the box score, and, we could take a look at that and just talk about it, because I think he only had 8 carries for 27 yards. And so when you look at that box score, you're saying, how did he win the game? Well, 9 carries of 36 yards, 2 touchdowns. Trevion Henderson, 6 carries for 42 yards. But when you look at that, you're like, how does a team win the game like that when they're not really gashing teams and running the football? It's just making timely plays when you need to. Like, if you take out Jack Sawyer's strip sack there at the end of the game, this game probably goes into overtime, or it might be a 1-score game, or who knows. Like, it's the timely plays that happen to make the difference and help teams be able to come out on top when it's all said and done. Kudos to Ohio State for making the plays when they need to. The guys up front made a lot of good plays. They were getting a lot of push laterally down the line of scrimmage and opening up gaps for the linebackers to be able to shoot the gap and make plays whenever they did. But Ohio State ultimately just made more plays than what Texas did. Texas, Quinn Ewers and what ultimately might be his last college football game, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, was 23 of 39, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. He had a lot of receivers that he threw the ball to. Matthew Golden, who was in and out of the lineup due to injury, only had 2 catches for 51 yards. Jaden Blue had 2 touchdowns. But like I said, man, like, when it comes to making plays in the big moments, that's what this boiled down to. Quinshon Judkins, Jack Sawyer making plays. Trevion Henderson making plays. And it was a bunch of times, Elijah alluded to it. It was a bunch of times where Quinn Ewers was back there fighting for his life in the pocket, and he's trying to throw the ball down the field. But when the pocket is collapsing on you, bro, the only thing that you can do is throw the ball away or have an outlet, a swing pass, a check down, your running back dumping out of the backfield, some kind of way for you to be able to get the football out of your hands. If you're not able to do that, you're gonna get sacked. Like, that's just what it is. And that was happening to him very early on in this game. Neither team was really good on third down in this one. And when Notre Dame is probably looking at this film early on, they were probably feeling like we could beat either team. They're going to look at this and say, if we take away Jeremiah Smith and can neutralize the running game, make them as one-dimensional as possible, where Will Howard has to throw the ball 50 times, we're going to win a national championship. So that's pretty much it on this game, man. I mean, it was a good one all throughout, and now we're just excited to see what the national championship game is going to be like. I seen on Twitter. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Quinn Ewers walking off the field for what possibly could be his very last time in college football. The brother put on a show until that last play. Let's see. Walking off the field for the last time. The video shared by ESPN. Those guys overcame a couple of different battles throughout the season. Losing to Georgia twice, including in the SEC championship game. And Quinn Ewers, a lot of times people were calling for his job and saying that Arch Manning should be in there. And, now after his discussion with Pete Thamel there on the back half, or before in the college game day preview show, he essentially said that, he doesn't see himself playing college football next season. So, with that thought in mind, I guess we can go ahead and talk about it. Elijah, do you believe with the conversation of what Quinn Ewers said, and I'll, start working on pulling the video up, do you believe this will be the last time that Quinn Ewers will play college football, or is he going to enter into the NFL draft?
Yeah, I think it's that time. Even though he didn't win a national championship, he didn't win the Heisman, what more can you do? He won some games. He beat Alabama. He got to the semifinal twice in his career over there with the University of Texas. He showed that he can be a high-quality quarterback in college football. So what more can you do, man? What more can you do? So I think that his time with Texas, I think it's over. I think he should go ahead and declare for the draft. I think he can be somewhere in the top 10 pick, ready to help a NFL team and an organization and start winning games next year. Again, he played his heart out. I thought, if they didn't have Quinn Ewers, not saying that Arch Manning couldn't go in and do something, but I thought Quinn Ewers was one of the big reasons why they were in this game. He made plays when there was nothing there sometimes, and he made the right reads for the most times. He played well. So I think this will probably be his last college football game by that turnaround and looking in the stadiums and saying, hey, this is all I had. This is all I could give. And probably turn around to the ranks to Arch Manning. And I'm going to say one thing about Arch Manning that, when they start treating that man like Lamar Jackson, this guy's in there and, he's using his legs out there, man. Arch,
that boy can run.
Yeah.
I thought you knew that.
I seen him. I seen one play against ULM, and then of course, in high school when he played against Manning. But dude, I ain't never see somebody like Arch Manning is like, hey. They might got a problem back there next year if he's the starting quarterback. Honestly,
that's why everybody was like, yeah, like put that boy in. We never, and they was like, put him in. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand where they were coming from with that, but let me see if I can get this video pulled up. Is this it? Yeah. I can understand where they're coming from, bro, but it's like Quinn he didn't do anything to lose a job.
Texas, I think that was the moment that I really knew that this was going to be a great fit for me.
Do you expect to play college football next year?
No, I don't.
What have you?
Texas.
He don't, but well, I'm so glad he cut that mullet too.
This is going to be a great.
Sitting down with Pete Thamel, he basically said like, bro, this is it for me. You know what I'm saying?
What have you?
Texas. I think that was the moment.
And when you look at what he's been able to get done and what he's been able to accomplish in his career there at Texas, getting them to an SEC championship game there in the first season in the SEC. He should receive some credit for that. But if I were him, me personally, because if you're talking about the quarterbacks coming off the board, you're gonna have Shador, you're gonna have Cam Ward, the kid from Syracuse, Kyle McCord, I think declared for the draft. I think he could go above Quinn Ewers. So it truly depends on what do you value yourself as a quarterback. I think Quinn Ewers values himself as a top 5 pick, and I don't think he's going to get that. So I think the best thing for him to do would to be to come back, and if it's that much of a push coming in behind him for Arch Manning to start and people really want him there, or if Sark really wants to put Arch Manning under center and go ahead and take the reins, I think that Quinn Ewers needs to hit the portal, and whoever gave him that $6 million offer, he needs to take it, go ahead and put up some astronomical numbers, play as well as he possibly can, win a national championship potentially. Who knows what could be in the cards for him, and then enter the draft next year. That's what I would do. And I'm sure as a competitor, he probably doesn't feel at his best right now. I think that he definitely feels like he could have gotten it done. And, barring one play there, who knows what could have happened. On that play, that could have been a touchdown thrown instead of Jack Sawyer's, stripping him and then eventually taking it to the crib. Who knows what could have been the difference maker if that strip sack doesn't happen? Who knows what could have happened if they would have went to overtime? So all of those things are playing through his head constantly right now. If he truly wants to leave, that decision is probably already made in his head, and he's going to pull the trigger regardless. But if it's something that he has to mull over and have to honestly think about, I'm thinking to come back, go, see what the greener pastures are going to be, and go ahead and make some more money, man. Because, the way these guys are getting bread in the transfer portal now, bro, like, and we'll talk about Carson Beck in a little second, but the way these guys making money right now, bro, you probably gonna make better if you get drafted in the 2nd or 3rd round, and then 1 year of college football. So why not go ahead and make you a little more bread? Go to a championship contender, because whoever gave him that $6 million offer, whoever it might have been, I don't know if it was Miami, but whoever gave him that offer to get in the portal, they must be a contender to have the bread to do it. Like, it wasn't Boise State, I can tell you that much. Like, it's a contender. It's somebody that has enough in a collective to get the money to say, here's $6 million for one season. Go lead us. You're the one piece that we need. Go lead us to a championship. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Quinn Ewers.
Figure out where that piece would be, though.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think. What teams that are in the top 25 that are going to need a quarterback, because Drew Allen's going to come back another year, and my God, he needs to, because he couldn't find a pass. Listen, I ain't trying. That was rough. That last interception was like, I don't know if you remember when Brett Favre threw that interception at the end of the NFC Championship game for the Vikings against the Saints, and it was like 30 seconds left, and he could have kicked the field goal or whatever, and he threw that ball, and I think it was Tracy Porter, picked it off.
Yeah,
it's like that. It was like that. That interception, I was like, "What the heck are you doing?" That was egregious. That was, brother. No, that was crazy.
I feel like he'd go to Bama or go to Ole Miss.
Yeah, because Jalen Milroe did declare. Did Jackson Dart declare? I don't know if he declared yet. Let me go check his Twitter.
Is he not? I thought it was his final year.
I don't know. That's bro. You know the way with COVID is and all these NCAA different things that they got going on. You never know who got what and what type of different. Look me, I typed in Daxon Dark. That boy name not coming up. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what, and I could think of that. And who else would I could say?
Oh yeah, he declared on what is this, December 27th. Let me see. Yeah, December 27th he declared. So Ole Miss needs a quarterback. Alabama needs a quarterback. I think Riley Leonard is gone after this year, but I don't even know if Notre Dame is planning for the future like that. Jackson Dart is out of the picture, so Ole Miss could. I mean, that's not out of the question. I don't think it's wrong to consider that that Quinn Ewers could have gotten that offer from Ole Miss. Who knows who it was? Let me see if I can find that article. I think it was Pete Noakes that reported it, because I don't think they tipped of what team they think it could be. I don't think they said it all. Pete Noakes.
Yeah, I'm just interested in how all this stuff goes, because I think, like I said, I don't think he comes back. I think he really enters the draft. His stock is high. There's gonna be some teams that want him. Whether you go to Vegas, whether you go to New York, whether you go to the Jets.
I don't know, bro.
It's some teams out there. I'm pretty sure, like, there's going to be some. I think his value is going to be pretty high. Now, the thing is going to come down to money. Is he going to get paid more in college? So, I think that's what it's probably going to come down to. But I hope that I hope he declares.
Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just think he need to do otherwise. It's on. Of course, it's on a paywall. But Sports Illustrated. Somebody asked him about it. Oh, I didn't even know that. Let's see what he said. See if we get that bite up real quick. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Get the volume up. Throw it up full screen. Boom.
I think that's selfish of me to be able to be even thinking about it or looking at that. My teammates, I owe my teammates the best version of me right now. I can't be looking forward, and I'll trip on the rock that's sitting right in front of me. I gotta be locked in on what's right here.
Well,
I think that's selfish.
now that the rock he didn't deny it. He didn't say it was out of the question. He didn't say if it was false. None of that. He said, "I can't trip over the rock that's in front of me." So that rock ain't there no more, boy. So what's up with that $6 million? The rock gone. Dwayne Johnson out of the picture. Like, ain't no more rock. Your season is over. If he hit that portal within the next 2 days, then that $6 million is on the table. I don't know. That might be a good landing spot for him. Him and Lane Kiffin could make a little bit of magic. They can make something shake a little bit.
I think so too. As long as it ain't Georgia.
But I don't know if that was before or after Carson Beck had declared, like, and then if it was, I don't know, bro. Like, is that an upgrade for you? Because I mean, you still have the kid, the sophomore that played there in the game against Notre Dame. That I don't know if you're leaning on him or if you're anticipating him to be your starter next year, but I think he was a 5-star. So it's like, are you willing to pour $6 million in somebody that you're telling him, bro, you got to win us a championship? Or you gonna ride with the person that has a little bit of game experience and has at least been in the fire a little bit and go ahead and ride with him? I can't think what his name is. Like, is it Gunnar Stockton or something like that? I know he looked like a plumber or something like that. I know his hair. He looked crazy. Like, let me see. I think it's Gunnar Stockton.
I was in Georgia, or he goes to Oregon. Because I think Dylan Gabriel's done too,
huh? Yeah, I think he is too. Yeah, his name is Gunnar Stockton. He's a sophomore. Let me show you what the boy picture looked like. I build it up a little bigger.
Oh yeah. I didn't know that was his name.
Bro, look that boy head. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Look at his forehead. Bro, he looked like what's the Incredibles, the dad? What are we talking about?
He can headbutt with the best of them, huh?
You feel me? I know he wear a double X in helmets, but do you ride with him or do you go get Quinn Ewers? I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense that it would be Ole Miss. I just don't know if Ole Miss got $6 million floating around like that. But it's got to be a team that either felt like they were a quarterback away or they needed a quarterback or whatever to be in the position that they're in. I don't know what it is that they're gonna need to get in that position. But who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, Quinn Ewers in a sit down with Pete Thamel there on College Game Day told the insider that he doesn't believe that he'll be back next year for college football. So let me see if I can find Mel Kiper's top available quarterbacks. Big boy 2025. He be Mel be open. I don't care what nobody say. He do, bro.
He be knowing, huh?
He knows something. He been doing it long enough. He better know something.
I want to know, like him and Schefter, man. Him and Schefter be on that game.
Well, they've been in it forever, bro. Like at some point, it's like it ain't even that you're supposed to know it. It's you done been in this thing long enough that you should know it. You know what I'm saying? Why's my computer glitching like this? Kiper's position rankings. All right. So right now, in terms of quarterbacks, now I'll blow this up a little bit.
My favorite babysitter is Anna.
What was that? My phone just started playing random commercials. All right, quarterback wise, you got Shedeur Sanders first, Cam Ward, which that's like a 1-2 flip. I think that's going to continue to change on people's mock drafts as we get closer to draft time. Then after that, he has Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, then Quinn Ewers, then Will Howard, then Cal McCord, Curtis Rourke, Tyler Shaw from Louisville, then a Heisman finalist is number 10. That's kind of crazy. I don't agree with that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. You don't be a Heisman finalist and not go somewhere near somebody's first round or something. I don't know. That's a little bit crazy. I might disagree with
I said, when did this list come out?
What was this out? It was when I searched it, it was at the top. So I think this this came out today. I think this the 10th. Mel tripping. Wait, hold up. He posted this at lunchtime. Look, 4 p.m. Eastern time. He was eating lunch and said Jalen Milroe is a better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel. He might be losing it, dog. He might have lost a step on this one.
Hey, you said he was on one, man.
He might have lost a step right there. It might be time to take a back seat because you're not in the conversation. You're not in the conversation to be a Heisman finalist, and you're not a top 10 available quarterback, bro. Like that. If that's the case, that boy gonna get drafted in the 4th or 5th round. If it falls like this, he would get drafted in the 4th or 5th round. It's insane. That's crazy to even think about. That's a little disrespectful. If I'm Dylan Gabriel, I'm pissed off. That's crazy. But whatever, man. As we get closer to draft time, we'll see. We'll see who really is gonna be the guy that goes number 1. What quarterback goes first, and then like ultimately, like we said in another number of episodes, like it depends on what the team needs, what they desire to have, what type of quarterback they have, the system that they've been in, like all this stuff like that. It's all what it's going to boil down to. So Quinn Ewers doesn't plan to be back next season. Elijah says he thinks he'll declare. I say that I think he should come back for another year. I don't know if he has any more eligibility. Let me look at that too while I'm making that point. because he was originally at Ohio State and, of course, transferred out to go to Texas. See, game log, stats. Oh, no, he listed as a junior. Yeah, so this is his third year with Texas. So I guess he redshirted when he was at Ohio State. So he technically got another year. And this year was his best in terms of passing touchdowns. 3,100 yards, 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. So that was the most he threw in terms of interceptions. But I don't know, bro. I'm still saying come back. I'm saying come back, hit the portal, see what you can do in other pastures, and try to make something shake. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. We'll see, man. But while we're on the topic of other quarterbacks, Carson Beck, the former now Georgia quarterback, is now a Miami Hurricane. It was a done deal as of earlier today. The guy, he was listed as the top ranked quarterback in the transfer portal, which I guess, I don't know. I mean, I will say, like, me and Elijah, we were sitting down and, the eyeball test, you say ain't no way, but looking at some of his numbers, like, you take some of those draft prospects that are out of it, and I think Carson Beck was like the third or fourth best quarterback in the country, which is crazy. Because when you think about it from a look standpoint and on paper, I don't think you picking Carson Beck as your first choice if you're picking any quarterback out of the portal. I don't know what other quarterbacks might be available in the portal, but I don't know if I would have been taking Carson Beck right out of the way. But he got some weapons to work with in out of the transfer portal. Somebody tweeted this post. See if I can blow it up. So Carson Beck is going to be working with something next year. He's got a 4-star transfer in CJ Daniels from LSU. He's got a 4-star at Ray Joseph. He's got JoJo Trader, another 4-star. He's got Nye Carr, another 4-star in Chance Robinson, another 4-star in Joshua Moore, another 4-star in Malachi Toney. So he going to have the cupboard is not going to be barren. It's going to be plenty of snacks. It's something in the refrigerator. You know how your mama used to tell you, sit down, boy. We got plenty of food in that fridge, or you got McDonald's money. Miami said, you got McDonald's money? No, we got McDonald's at home, bro. We got McDonald's at home. They got plenty of weapons that they're going to be able to utilize. But, Elijah, do you like this move by Miami to go and get Carson Beck? And, is that not necessarily an upgrade for him, but does that kind of continue to put them right there on the outside or on the cusp of being a college football playoff team?
Yeah, I think it's the same situation as Cam Ward, who transferred in, I think, last year. Same situation. I'm just waiting to see how it plays out for Carson. I think Carson Beck is one of those guys. It's an interesting thing because me and you talk, and if you're a quarterback in a Georgia system, you basically could win because the defense that's around you. Stetson Bennett won, and I know people are like, oh, yeah, he won. But he was a 6th-round pick. And people are going to be like, oh, well, Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. He's a 3rd-string quarterback for the Rams, trust me. Look, you could win with some guys. I want to see what Carson Beck could do coming out of, in this situation. He has arm talent. I just think sometimes his decision-making is, is horrible. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. It's horrible. So I just think that with him going to Miami, we see what Cam Ward could do in that offense. Can Carson Beck elevate it? And not only elevate the Miami offense, can he elevate himself back into being one of the top-tier quarterbacks, which everybody thought he was, the moment he stepped foot on Georgia's campus. So with that being said, man, do I think it's a good move? I can't even say yes or no because, the eye test tells me that Carson Beck, sometimes just throws the game away because he's throwing it to everybody but his team. But I think that if he can grow into a system and make better decisions, we may be having a different type of conversation about him. possibly talking about he may be a first-round pick or first overall pick next year. So it depends, man, because we've seen Cam Moore's growth and we've seen what he can do there. Let's see what happens with when he goes to Miami and he plays out there.
Yeah, we we were looking at it and we talked about it there at work, and we were talking about what it looks like for him or why he would make that move. And the first move, or the first reason that he would make that move, is number one, his girlfriend is one of the Cavender sisters, and she's at Miami. So he going being with his lady. Then, secondly, well, I guess this is 1B. They offered the brother $4 million to come there. Look, you give me $4 million to be on the beach. I don't care if we go 0-12. I'm coming. I'm going there. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. When y'all need me there? Tomorrow? You need me there yesterday? I'm already here. What you need? Sign me up. You know what I'm saying? He's from Jacksonville originally, so he's getting back closer to home. He's gonna be there with his old lady. He's gonna get $4 million, and he's gonna have a cupboard full of wide receivers. For him, this is the perfect move. To the Miami Hurricanes, obviously, I don't think that this team was a quarterback away from being in the college football playoff picture. I think it was a combination of a lot of other things, a lot of defensive mishaps in situations, and a lot of moments where the team just lapsed and didn't, finish games, complete games, including like the one against Syracuse there towards the back half of the season. But the quarterback was not the issue. If you're looking at the numbers and things, like, it puts them in a position where you're saying on paper, Carson Beck being the top ranked transfer portal player, like, yeah, we should be straight with every amount of money that we've spent to get these guys here. We ought to be all right. It's going to be foreseen to see how he's able to handle business with the receivers that he's going to have on their roster, the offensive line that he's going to have around them, because ultimately, if you can't keep the quarterback upright and if you ain't got no weapons to give him, it don't matter how good he is, because if he knocked down on his back and everybody dropping passes, you can't win no games. So that's what it's really going to boil down to. Let me see if I can get them numbers pulled back up that me and you was talking about earlier. NCAA passing leaders.
Yeah, man, because like we said, he has good numbers. It's just like I said, sometimes he throw the ball and it's not accurate, and sometimes it's just a bad decision. It's like, sometimes I watch the game and he was throwing the ball to me. I had to duck sometimes. I was like, hey,
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's it though. Like, I think he the right way, and I think with Miami, like I said, what they did with Cam Ward, as you can see, he's number 2 right there. I think they could do something.
So you got Cal McCord, who declared, that was top. Cam Ward, who declared. Jackson Dart, who declared. Shador, who's going. So Garrett Nussmeier would be the best. Josh Hoover. A lot of people probably ain't been paying attention, but they played against UL in that bowl game. That boy was special. I'm going to tell you that much. Now, UL was depleted in a lot of situations. The bowl was playing real, real good. He's a hooper, that's for sure. Dylan Gabriel's gone. I don't know about Chandler Morris. I think he might be a senior. Cade Klubnik is going to be back. So you got Garrett, Josh Hoover, Cade Klubnik, and then I don't know about the other guys there in the middle. Will Howard, I don't know about him. He might declare. Carson Beck is like 4th or 5th best quarterback available out of all of these guys that we're talking about. So you look at what he had on the season: 3,400 yards passing, 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, a QBR that's 8th in the country of 80.9. He's 6'4", 220. I don't know what anything else looks like for him or how he progressively did over his career. He threw more passing yards last season. That might just be because of the number of games that he played. But he had a better numbers-wise year the previous year. So this is going to be – he must have redshirted that first year there for him to have another year eligibility. He's not going to run. So he's a guy that's going to stand there in the pocket and throw it. So I think if he can close down on this number right here, them 12 interceptions, and can make it look like the year of 2023 when he had 6, Miami gonna be all right, man. They're gonna be able to do something pretty decent for themselves. And who knows what it might look like for a college football playoff picture for their team. We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I mean, and like another thing that we can even add on to this is like I think Tulane transferred Darian Mensah, transferred to Duke on a 2-year deal for $8 million. So he getting $4 million a year. Like we talked about this a time before, bro. Like the value of quarterbacks, it's a market value now. So it's steadily climbing. It's at $4 million right now. Whoever get on that portal, that's why Quinn Ewers is getting offered 6. So if he take that offer, the next quarterback to hit the portal gonna ask for 7. Like, how crazy are we getting right now when we're talking about numbers? We're talking about NIL evaluations for players, market value, all of this stuff like that. How crazy are we getting at this point now?
I mean, it's getting wild, man. Because honestly, they're making more than practice squad players. And they're in the NFL. It's gonna be a situation where these guys are gonna stay in school. Like it's gonna be rest in peace, Mac Miller. But it's a I love college situation. They're not leaving. They're gonna get paid to play the game that they love while living on campus for free. They ain't paying rent. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you get to the league, you're paying rent, you paying these mortgages, whatever you're doing. They're not. I mean, I don't know if some of them live in these dorms or still, or they putting them in these houses, but they're not paying anything. They're hooking them up while paying them. So I'm not gonna say it's getting ridiculous because I do believe players should get paid $4 million, $6 million. Sounds pretty good to stay in college, especially if you already handled your work and you graduated pretty early. You make them think about it. You making more than practice players, so it sounds situational. Sounds great, sensational. But at the same time, I don't think it's getting out of hand. I just hope that they put a cap on it pretty soon before people start asking for billions of dollars, not millions of dollars, billions of dollars.
No, I don't think it'll ever get to that point. Like, because then they about to start revenue sharing pretty soon. So I don't think it's gonna be that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to start breaking out the piece of the pie a little bit differently. Like, all right, the quarterback's gonna get 20%. The kicker's gonna get 5%. Like they're gonna have to start halving that pie up some kind of way. Like you ain't finna get no big old slice no more. It ain't finna be like that. Don't be greedy. Don't be trying to eat up all the pie and cake and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You remember back in elementary school when the teacher say, all right, we're going to have a pizza party. She'll get a slice of pizza. She'll cut that mud 3-4 times. Yep. Give everybody a slice. That's what they finna be doing. And you're not getting a whole slice. Share. You better give his piece to him. Okay.
That's what my dad know. My dad, we never had triangle. I never knew triangle pizzas existed until I got out of the house. My dad would get 2 boxes.
That's crazy. Hold on. Time out. We got to rewind it. Flag on the play. You never saw a triangular cut pizza before you left your house?
Triangle cut pizzas. I was like, it was one time. I think I didn't understand it until I got to like middle school, high school. My dad used to buy pizzas and cut them in squares so like it's more pieces. That's true story, son. True story.
Well, I know about square cut pizza, but I've never. God, that's so crazy. So I've never. Wow.
True story. I was like, wow, man, they got it in triangles. Well, I was like, I ain't never seen triangles. So I asked him about that. I was like, hey,
he said, wow, they got it in triangles.
I asked him. I was like, why? Why? He was like, oh, I make it seem like you got more pieces. So if you buy 2 or 3 of them, you're like, oh, you fool, blah, blah, blah. Instead of the whole box be gone because, they're just savages. So I was like, you're right. That makes sense. I didn't think it did at first.
Your dad is a funny man. And next time you talk to him, I want you to tell him what I said. He is a funny man. Because that is wild. But so let me make it seem like it's some more slices, man. They ain't gonna know the difference.
Cut them in squares, man.
Cut them in square. Like I said, I like my square cut pizza now. Don't get me wrong. Square cut, because like that middle part right there in the middle where it ain't no corners, the corners be good. But that middle part where it's just smooth all around the edges, That's one of the best parts of the pizza. I can't lie. So I feel you on the square cut, but never seeing a regularly cut pizza
I didn't know, bro.
until you were 18, 19 years old.
I was middle school. I did in middle school.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like you got to college and was like, what's up with these triangular pizzas?
Who does this here?
Who what's up, y'all cutting these pizzas all wrong? That's what I thought you were saying. I was boy. I thought that was gonna be crazy, bro. Wow. No, but I think as of right now, the Arch Manning has the highest NIL evaluation, but like in terms of numbers per year, it's Darian Mensah and Carson Beck. Y'all tearing up back out of the house.
Oh, no, what you got going on? You all right, Gary?
She done fell down.
No.
Tell her don't fall. Tell her she got a life alert.
She was playing the PS5 a minute ago.
That's funny, bro. Nah, man. Shout out to Pops, man. That boy changed your life with that square cut pizza. All right, so another ode to college football, one of the greats, man, Nick Saban, somebody that truly deserves a chance to get this honor, was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, or he's going to be inducted. He was named an inductee today on College Game Day. Before the game, they surprised him there on the desk, which is something special, bro, because like you talking about GOATs, not just of college football, but like of coaching all around. Nick Saban is right there in the conversation, bro. And the fact that he still is able to, be alive to smell his flowers and get to sense that, man, like that's of college football. So let me get the video pulled up so we can look at it and see the moment, because I didn't tap in until later with the show, so I didn't even see it. I saw the notification come up on Twitter on Bleacher Report. I mean,
since the advent of college football in 1869, more than 6 million people have played or coached this great game, and 0.02% of them have made the College Football Hall of Fame. And even among that 0.02%, I think there's even another level reserved for the greatest of all time. Yeah. And this December, coming up in Las Vegas National Football Foundation Awards Dinner, their new Hall of Fame class will be announced. And headlining that class will be the greatest college football coach in the history of the sport, Nick Saban.
Congratulations, man.
I didn't know anything about it. It's happening right now.
Coach, we actually have a game ball printed out from us. Great. This is a surprise to you. You're the first one getting announced, but I think what I was told, and Reese, you can back me up, easiest vote in the history. You want to think of how you've represented the sport, how you've done on this particular program, talking for the sport that you've committed your entire life to. Congratulations, Coach. And we love you, man. We absolutely
thank you so much. But anytime anything like this happens, it's because you had a lot of great people in your organization, a lot of great players, a lot of great coaches, a lot of support staff, and they made a great team. And I was happy to drive the bus, but we had some great people on it. So thank you so much.
Congratulations.
A lot of those guys that have been on that bus will probably be happy to go to Las Vegas and celebrate with you.
You're right. Yeah, even some guys that have only been teammates.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. Like I said, bro, to be able to smell his flowers while he's still alive, because not everybody get a chance to do that, bro. Like, you got some coaches that are gone on the glory and don't get a chance to see it like that, for people to tell them, like, bro, we appreciate what you've done for the game of football and how you've been able to put so many people on and in different positions to win championships and create great men. What you think about obviously how Nick Saban going into the College Football Hall of Fame?
Like you said, it's awesome to smell your flowers while you still can. I think him going to the Hall of Fame, of course, a no-brainer. Like he said, driving the bus was the thing. He had good support staff around him. He had Bill O'Brien that was around him who went to the league, and he also had Billy Napier, who's still the coach at Florida. He led LSU to a championship, Bama, of course, to a championship. It was everything he done in college football was undeniable. It was one time, I forget who it was, but it was a kid that was in Alabama. that got in trouble. And he basically was like, no, I'm not going to kick him off the team. I mean, so what? He go back and, do stuff in his neighborhood and, possibly make him go down the wrong path. No, I'm not going to do that. I know that's what y'all want me to do. I'm not doing it. And I had respect for that. Also, he always defended his players when Jalen Hurts and who's the other guy? It was Jalen Hurts and
not Tua, huh?
Tua. When they both was quarterbacks, and I think it was
Maria Taylor.
Maria Taylor, and he was like, not gonna do it. Quit asking, when they're trying to get it. He was defending both of them. I mean, obviously you can't play both of them, but he didn't want to say a bad thing about neither one of them because he knew what both talents was. Jalen Hurts decided to transfer and go to Oklahoma. He still had Tua wins him a national championship. So again, I just think that it was the right call. I think he was a player's coach. I think he taught discipline. I also think he taught a lot of guys that athletes to be like, hey man, this is the way how life should go, structure. And to be honest with you, I know this is a hot take right now. Again, when I'm not saying that he should be fired or he will be fired, but if Steve Sarkisian decided he wants to go to the NFL and wants to leave Texas, I can see Texas pouring in everything they have to go grab Nick Saban and asking Nick Saban to come back. I think it can happen. I think he would not be hesitant of taking that job. I think he
would. Yeah, he gonna hesitate. Yeah, he gonna hesitate. He's sitting on the couch right now. Didn't you not just hear Carson Beck getting $4 million for 1 year? And he's Nick Saban, one of the biggest people to say, like, nah, bro, like we gotta figure this NIL. No, that boy ain't no amount of money that could get him or Miss Terry up off that couch to come and start coaching. So that take is scalding hot.
It's scalding hot. But I feel like with Texas, we always talk about it. With their boot, I don't think he has to do anything. I think with Bama, I think it's gonna be kind of hard to generate some revenue over here. But I think Texas, it's not. I think the boosters gonna speak for themselves. He can recruit really, really well. Everybody knows what his stature is. I mean, I think they're going to tell him, listen, you're going to have the easiest job here. All you got to do is just do X's and O's and recruit. And if you want to recruit. I think that's how it's going to go.
That ain't going to happen, man. Before I get into Nick Saban's talking about his numbers, I got to address what you just said, brother. Nick Saban retired because of the way the landscape that NIL is right now. It's out of hand. Nobody knows how to put a cap on it. There is no true salary cap of the evaluation of, all right, this is the market value for a quarterback. This is the market value for a running back. You know what I'm saying? All these different things happening with the NCAA where they trying to give an extra year eligibility, and JUCO is trying to say that their years aren't going to count anymore. This is not the time to be taking no job at Texas for no amount of money. I don't care. What he doing right now, sitting on the couch, he worked 1 day a week during football season. Nick Saban, he probably not going, once the offseason hit after January 20th, you ain't going to see Nick Saban again. You're going to see him just in the Affleck commercial with Dion. That's about it. That's the only time you're going to see him. You ain't going to see him doing nothing else. You want to trade that for the hustle and bustle of 365 days a year, you are recruiting. You're not just recruiting guys on the road. You're not just recruiting guys in the portal. You're not just recruiting guys in high school. You're not just recruiting guys from other teams. You're recruiting guys to stay on the roster. Hey, second string 5-star. I know you're not playing right now, and I know that you have an agent that's telling you have an offer for $3 million to get in the portal, but stay here, please. He's having to recruit that. We probably can't give you the $3 million. We can give you 1.5 or 2. He having to deal with that every single day versus he could just be chilling on the lake somewhere. He's sitting on money. He ain't got nothing but a bunch of money right now. And being the greatest college coach in history, and then going on college game day here and there to talk about it. College football is a wild, wild west. We got XRP the king. College football is a wild, wild west. I'm surprised college teams can't trade players. But hey, it might come pretty soon. It might be there pretty soon. Who knows? Between that, you got salary cap. needing to be put down. You got all these different avenues of things that's happening, bro. Like college football is crazy. Like Nick Saban don't want to be a part of that. He good. I promise you. He is good. He is good at the house. He is good on that, and he will not be taking that deal. But when you look at Nick Saban, as a coach and what he's done for college football, winning 7 national championships. I mean, the 2010s was really when he cemented himself as one of the greats, winning, 4 in that decade span, and 11, 12, the back-to-backs, 15 and 17, and then 1 in 20, 11 SEC championships, 16 SEC Western Division championships. From 2012 to 2018, the West ran through Bama, bro. 2020 to 2023, the West ran through Bama. Like, Buku, Coach of the Years, the Bobby Bowden Coach of the Year, the Walter Camp Coach of the Year, the Paul Bear Bryant Award. Like, the doggone field, I think it's Bryant Denny Stadium at Saban Field now. I think that's what it is, if I'm not mistaken. Like, his resume speaks for itself, bro. And what he's been able to do for the game, for college football, for the guys that are in the NFL now. You mentioned like a Jalen Hurts, you mentioned like a Tua Tagovailoa, all of the different people that are a part of, the defenses, the Deron Paynes, and all these other guys that I know I'm missing and calling names of, but the list goes on and on and on. Numerous first-round draft picks. Nick Saban, rightfully so, deserves to be in the College Football Hall of Fame, without question. Ain't nobody doubting that. XRP the King, another comment again, saying, I don't understand why Bill Belichick would want to deal with college NIL drama. Honestly, he has in his contract, I think I read somewhere that it's like his contract is worth a certain amount of money until June 1st or something like that. And then if he decides to leave, he could bail out or something like that. Let me see if I can pull that up. Where Bill Belichick's contract is like worded weird. And it's because somebody was tweeting, they was like, bro, the only time that you're trying to have a deal like that is if you're trying to get out. Like, ain't nobody setting a contract up like that.
Yeah, I don't see him staying in college football that long either. I just think he just wanted to be back on the sideline. I mean, dealing with it though at the same time. I mean, I think it's just getting back to the X's and O's, XRP King. I just think that's all it is. Honestly, I think that it's just he just want to be back on the sidelines and he want to coach. I don't think the media side of it was his ordeal. I think he's just doing it because he was like bored or probably something. But I think that him getting in there. Plus, college football is taking a turn, man. It's taking a turn. More and more is getting more and more like the NFL. So it's like it's slowly taking a turn. So for him to be a part of it, just showing that he could still do something, creating plays and things of that nature, and hopefully get back to the NFL, which he did. He had some interest from the Raiders, but he decided to just say, "Hey, I still want to be with North Carolina." So
yeah, he did have interest from the Raiders, and here his contract income in terms of from the New York Times. The basics for Belichick, it's a 5-year deal worth $10 million annually, but the first 3 years are guaranteed, which sort of makes it only a 3-year contract in coaching terms. The buyout to leave UNC is $10 million until June 1st of 2025, when it drops to $1 million. The only thing is, ain't nobody finna be coaching or trying to get no coach after June 1st because the draft gonna already been passed, and I think OTAs is gonna be rolling around and all that stuff. But essentially, Bill Belichick is going to make it where he can coach for a year, see what he likes. If another job comes open that he potentially wants to get, then he can pay $1 million and leave. And it ain't like he don't have it. So he got the money to do that. That wording, that verbiage in terms of that is saying, if I decide to leave at any given point, I can be out of here. It's got to be the right opportunity. So yeah, man, like I said, with the way the landscape of college football is right now, I just don't see Nick Saban ever coming back into the fold I don't see that happening. Him coming back at best, he might be a consultant. Like literally, like, hey, bro, this is how you should run your program. Consulting coaches and stuff like that. But as far as like putting the headset back on and walking the sideline, nah, homie not finna do that. He finna continue to kick his feet up. Him and Miss Terry sipping on some sweet tea, living his best life. And I can't blame him because he's earned it, bro. He's earned it. So I don't think we have anything else, man. Obviously, the Kyron Lacey situation. We're probably not gonna dive too much into that, but that happened. Kyron Lacey currently wanted on charges of negligent homicide and a hit and run with something that happened back in December. Just an all-around sad incident for both parties. I covered Kyron his first couple of years while he was at UL. He was always a cool dude, always gritty and always happy. He transferred to LSU, still got a chance to cover him at an adjacent point of view. And then it's sad too for the family of the victim, the guy that died, and I think he's a 78-year-old. He was a former Marine, and I think a former Louisiana State trooper or something like that I read. So we're not gonna condemn him. We're not gonna say anything bad. We're not gonna say anything saying that he's innocent and all these things like that. It was just, this is what happened. These are the events that happened, and we're praying for all parties involved in this situation. So, yeah, bro, we got a national championship coming up in 10 days in Atlanta. Kind of wish it was a little bit closer, bro. If it was back in New Orleans again, we might have to go back and make that drive, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't mind it. We make that drive. I'm cool with it because I might swerve up on that corner.
Yeah, now you like it now.
I still never heard the song. Still never.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Where is it?
I still never heard the song. I just heard that part. I don't know the rest of it.
That boy ain't never heard Tweaker.
Oh.
At this point, if you ain't heard that song, you late. You just not in the loop, bro.
Never heard the full song, man.
I mean, he took the world by storm with the song, basically, bro. Like,
yeah, people saying it's the song of 2025. I'm like, it just started. We didn't even get to the summer yet. Can we get to the summer? Jeez. It just started.
Let me just go to YouTube. I done pulled up, what you call it? I might swerve up in that corner. Whoa. I'll be walking around the house saying it at random times, too. And Jasmine, she'd be like, that's you and your little song.
Yeah, I never heard everybody singing it, man. Everybody's gone. I didn't download it on Apple Music, Spotify. I'm not hating Jello. I just never heard it. I just heard it on Instagram and TikTok a lot.
That's the place to do it. All right. Here we go. Never heard it before. A listening party with Elijah Nixon. Can you hear it?
It's on mute.
It's always on mute. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. What else? Yeah. Sensitivity. Chet, y'all rock with this song? Elijah rocking with it. He got the Show You Right on song. Whenever I heard this song, so yeah. It's that whoa though. Yeah. Yeah. It's about 3 minutes. I didn't even realize this. You know, a lot of these songs are short. It definitely gives it 2000s vibes. Feels like I'm back in my real early elementary school days. Y'all hit this sub button for it, man. We've been talking college football. You just listening to the song now. And I want to say that they said LaJello, and I think what's the one that plays for Charlotte? What's his name?
Oh, Miles Bridges.
No, the brother that plays for Charlotte.
Oh man, LaMelo.
Is it LaMelo? I think they said he wrote it, and then I think Lonzo produced it or something like it's basically all in the family type of record. Like they on that on the BBB stuff. The dad had the blueprint and he continued it on. And it was on Twitter. It was a video of him dancing to it. Because you know LeVar, he I mean, as much as people gave him flack for how he was and all this stuff like that, and the way he talked, but like he set the blueprint to give his sons success and all them boys. Yeah, it's like a 6-second clip. That boy dancing. Let's see if I can get it.
Sound like Nelly.
It do. And then somebody had some dude had did like a spoof of it. He was like, if Nelly and them were featured on the song, this is how it would sound.
I might swerve in that corner, whoa. Bitch, hold on tight, cause I tweaking this bitch.
Look how he bobbing his head.
I might swerve in that corner, whoa.
That's an old head for you, bro.
Bitch, hold on tight, cause I tweaking
little bucket hat on and all.
I might swerve in that corner, whoa.
That's an old head for sure. But that little hook, oh, here it go right here. I'm glad I favorited it too. Here, homie. He went hard on here for these little 2 minutes.
When I'm gone off the liquor, I'ma get the tweaking. I got a red bone shawty, she had Puerto Rican. I got the feds all on me for no fucking reason. And get dirty where I'm from, I just help clean it. I got the street sweeper, them just elite people. And if your life is like a movie, it won't be no sequel. You see, I'm thumbing through
the spitting for real.
While I'm on them jiggers, and if you get it started, my crew won't get retarded.
Hey, Moose, I keep a couple different freaks throughout the week. It's lady choosing cause it's me, it's VG. I can show you how to turn that 40 into a G. All you gotta do is come to New Orleans and see me. They don't really wanna see you shine, so I'ma grind. And if you got a prime, I'ma let them be design. So come up out that jewelry down to your socks, boy. And now you understand why they call me a hot boy.
When you speak on my name,
better show some respect.
Like my song,
I got hits that'll put you to rest. They say Nelly the best, they do it from the Midwest. Cause I can sing to the ladies, so I can show you a tech. I'm mixed juice with Patron, shorties won't leave me alone. They wanna know why I stay.
It's not bad, bro. Like when people spoofing it, they can make fun of it all they want to. But he done took over 25.
I've been the corner with the top lid back on chrome 24s. Head cocked to the left, it's the king. I'm the one that taught you all about trap, no cap in my rap. Even this is all facts like Jello. I'm a ball, but I also stay strapped. I'm improper with this chopper, leave a sucker lay flat. I'm internationally known, but shorty back in my zone. My partners will split your noggin, leave your whole head crack.
I might swerve in that corner, whoa. Bitch, hold on tight, cause I tweaking this bitch, so that she go. And I heard that she wanna show.
I bet like this song, Bella song, like it ain't nothing to be like, oh man, that song of the year or nothing like that. But it definitely done like took over. And you know, with the way social media is, bro, it done made this little stamp. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna buy some Air Force Ones real quick.
Yeah, you feel me? Put on some Air Force Ones and a tall tee and some jorts.
Yeah, go get me a jersey. I don't know.
So, put a Band-Aid under my eye.
Yeah, bro. Hey, bro, that's what it sounds like. It do sound like it's a back in the day. It do sound like a back in the day joint. But like I said, it gave me like a Midwest, like a Nelly. They from like Cali? They from like LA, right?
Something like that. I don't know what. I know them boys. They grew up pretty well. I know they were well off. I know that for sure.
Pretty much. Like a basketball court.
But yeah, man, we done pretty much covered everything. Like we said, ladies and gentlemen, Ohio State beating Texas 28-14 to advance to the college football playoff national championship. They will play against Notre Dame on Monday. It's always, I kind of hate that a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what's the tradition behind it, but it's gonna be on Monday, January 20th. It's a 6:30 kick. It'll be on all the different ESPN platforms. So we'll see. We'll see who comes out on top. As always, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all smash that subscribe button for us. If you're on Twitch, you hit the button to follow us, subscribe to us as well. We would greatly appreciate that, as we're going to try to do some more live streams on a more frequent basis for you guys to tap in on. So we greatly appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're on, you subscribe to the channel, you let us know that you are a subscriber, you will be entered for a chance to win a $50 gift card. We're trying to give away 2 of them. As soon as we get to 400 subscribers, we will pull the names. We'll probably do it on the stream, pull the names and announce the winners and get y'all those gift cards. So y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button and handle that for us and let us know so you can be entered for a chance to win it. Nick Saban going into the College Football Hall of Fame, Carson Beck going to Miami, and then also Quinn Ewers basically telling Pete Thamel that his college football career would be over and whatever his final game would be, which is the one that was played tonight here in the Cotton Bowl as Texas fell to Ohio State. So, hey, you got anything else, man?
No, man. I mean, just great stuff. That was time for some NFL playoffs. And,
yeah. Your Rams play on Monday, bro. You gonna be a little.
They asking for a show. You know, I'm nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm nervous. I'm amped up, but I'm nervous only because with Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell said, "I'll see you in 2 weeks to Minnesota." And I read something that Sean McVay put that on some type of bulletin board. So I hope we do see. I want to see Detroit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. As a Rams fan, I hope.
Don't nobody want to see him. Don't nobody want to see Detroit. What?
I want to see.
What you want to see him do? Beat y'all?
No, I want to go out there. I was really hoping they lost Sunday night, so they came to LA. But you know what? We'll go out there. No matter. We'll go out there.
Bro, don't nobody want to see them run. They physical, bro. Like, people don't take into account what physicality does in a football game, bro. Like, when somebody is like beating up on you physically throughout a game and they do that for 60 minutes, bro, a physicality in the first quarter, physicality in the second quarter. And then you don't talk about when you go into halftime and you sit down for a little second, then you got to reactivate yourself and they physical again for another 15. Bro, by the time you get to that fourth quarter, you wore out. You'd have been in a fight. You've been in a street fight.
Hey, look, I'm excited. If it all plays out well, I hope we see Philly in the NFC Championship game.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm gonna lean with you on that. Cause
I think we get Minnesota.
I think y'all straight on defense. You got Jared Verse, who's probably gonna be defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Obviously you got Puka. And he been doing his thing. Cooper Kupp kind of had some splashes there in the middle of the season and stuff. So who knows, bro? Because you know the game plan. Minnesota gonna come in, they're gonna take away Puka, whichever way they can. Wherever he at, put 2 people on him. So they're gonna take him away. There's gonna be an opportunity for Cooper Kupp to go off. I'm talking about Cooper Rush. There's gonna be an opportunity for Cooper Kupp to go off. So
I think I was telling somebody earlier. I think what the Rams got to do is play keep away. We got this whole playoff run. We got to play keep away because we're not as explosive on.
But you know he ain't gonna want to do that. That ain't Sean McVay.
I know we got to play keep away though. We got to play keep away, like convert on third downs and hold the ball. We can't give Detroit, Minnesota, Philadelphia, and whoever else played. Can't give them multiple opportunities.
Yeah, bro. What's the first game tomorrow? I think it's Houston, ain't it? Houston always get that first game. I feel like every time I be out on a Saturday, Houston be playing.
Houston plays
the Chargers. They play on CBS. They play at what is that, 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Then it's Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
And then Baltimore and Pittsburgh on Prime. Hey, they not talking about it enough, but them streaming platforms taking over, bro. Like basically what you got?
That's why I think you pay well in college, because the streaming platforms and with them partnership with CBS, NBC, stuff like that, ABC, then the streaming platforms with them, because the salary cap going up in the NFL. So
because all these TV deals, bro.
Yeah, so it's like it makes sense. They just jumping ahead of the curve with this stuff. I won't be surprised if they ask Carson Beck to do a game one year.
You know what? Like, we on Twitch right now, bro, but like, who's to say that they can't do it? Because if you get like a Manning cast type of, people gonna watch it. Like Carson Beck that had like hundreds of thousands of people, 90,000 people on his stream at a time. Like, that number will quadruple if you pay him some amount of money and he be on there. He'd just be talking and having guests and stuff on there, just like Manning cast and stuff is. Who knows? No, forget that. Don't cut a deal with Kai. Cut a deal with us.
Yeah.
Cut a deal with us, NFL. Come see us. We Kai, we love you. We ain't saying you don't want to get you no money. Cut a deal with us. Let's go ahead and get some money, man.
You ain't lying. I want some of that pie too, man.
Yeah, I want a whole slice. I want half the pie if I can. You feel me? Shoot. So yeah, man. Yeah. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in for a live stream edition of the Fitz Take Podcast. We'll be dropping an episode on Monday. We'll probably have to record later on Sunday night because of the triple header of all them football games. So we're gonna have to throw in some NFL action in there, and some other topics that we'll talk about as we go into yet another week of the show. Remember, subscribe to the channel. You'll be entered for a chance to win a $50 gift card if you let us know that you are a subscriber. That is the key. If you just subscribe and you don't tell us, I can't always know, because some of y'all have y'all pages on private, so I don't automatically know. It don't automatically send me a notification. So let me know, and I'm going to put your name on the list. We'll put the names in the list, spin the wheel. We're going to pull the name, and y'all will have a chance to win that $50 gift card. So, signing out for Elijah Nixon, E-Money, Mr. For Show You Right On. I'm your guy, Jamarcus Fitzpatrick, a.k.a. Fitz. We will see you guys on the next stream.